Spinster Society. I wanted to come on during your lunch break and give my opinion on the strawberry letter today. There were just so many bells going off in my head, red flags, um, conditioning issues that we as women get, especially single women, and why we tend to disregard our instincts. So let's jump into this strawberry letter for today, and I will unpack it and dissect it as we go. So the title is He Has Sleepovers with His Best Friend. Dear Steve and Shirley, I am in my early 30s and I'm dealing with a guy in his mid 30s. Now, let me pause there. If you don't know what the strawberry letter is, it is an advice segment of the Steve Harvey morning show. And it's called Strawberry Letter because Shirley Strawberry is the co-host or one of the cast members on the show. And she reads the letter, gives her opinion, and then Steve Harvey gives his opinion from a male point of view. All right, so let me go back. Dear Steve and Shirley, I am in my in my early 30s, and I am dealing with a guy in his mid 30s. We hung out for a couple of months, and he was ready to get serious, which meant it was time for me to give up the cookie. From the time I met him, I had a problem with his so-called best friend, who is a female. I've tried to understand the relationship, and he says it's nothing, but she spends the night at his house and he will stay at her house. Now I'm going to paraphrase the rest of the letter because the full letter isn't posted. So after the writer goes on to say that this is kind of her boyfriend's deal with this friend girl of his, she went ahead and sleeps with him because she said they were getting serious. It was time for her to give it up. Now, I have a problem right there with her saying it was time for her to give it up. Why do you feel like it's time at a certain point if that's not what you want to do? Because the way this reads is if, well, he wants it. We've been together a couple of months, so let me just go ahead and do it. Versus, is this something that you really want to do? And you already knew about the best friend. So why is it that you're even continuing this relationship to the point of getting intimate when you haven't worked that part out? But she sleeps with him. She says it's the best sex ever. And then the next night, she wants to spend time with him. He says he's in for the night because his friend girl is coming over to cook him dinner. Now that's bold right there. You got a woman, y'all had sex for the first time. She says it was good. Maybe he didn't think it was. I don't know. But then he blows her off to spend time with this best friend who's coming over to his place to cook him dinner. Okay, so the girlfriend's pissed. She pulls this stalker move and goes to this guy's townhouse. And apparently there is a patio door. So the patio door is open enough to where she can see in and she can hear what's going on. So she sees them on the sofa. Her boyfriend's head is in the lap of the friend girl. And they're watching a movie. He says to the friend girl, "Oh, I need some more wine." She gets up and goes and gets the wine, brings it back. She apparently has on some like booty shorts and a tank top. She's a fairly healthy girl, so she's jiggling as she walks. Now, this is what the letter writer says. So she comes back with the wine, sits down, and the boyfriend makes a comment to the friend and says, "Oh, you're nice and thick," or something like that. And then she sits down. They continue to watch the movie. But he kisses the friend on the inner thigh. Now, this is the girlfriend looking through the window or the patio door and watching all of this. So she leaves. Now, in her mind, she's writing because she wants to know, is she wrong for feeling some type of way about this friendship? Because the boyfriend didn't lie about what was going on. He did say he was going to be in for the night. He did say the girl was coming over, the friend was coming over. And apparently they've discussed this friendship before, and the girlfriend wasn't really cool with it. And he said, I would never be inappropriate because we grew up together and so on and so forth. But clearly, the way they're interacting is inappropriate for him to be in a relationship. So I want to go back and dissect some other stuff. Let me pull this up again. Okay. So the first thing, when she writes in, she says she is in her early 30s and he is in his mid 30s. And I'm dealing with a guy. I'm dealing with. When you say you're dealing with somebody, to me, that doesn't sound that serious. I'm talking to, I'm dealing with, not I'm in a relationship with, or this is my man. Dealing with, to me, sounds kind of shaky already. Okay, so she's already irritated. So she says she hung out with him, We hung out for a couple of months and he was ready to get serious, which meant it was time for me to give up the cookie. Why does that mean that? He wanted to get serious. What does that mean? Did he ask you to be exclusive or what? She doesn't go into detail. But why do women think, okay, after, let me see, it's been a month or it's been 2 months, I better go on ahead and give it up because we're hanging out and, it just seems like, okay, let me just go ahead and do it versus that's something that you really want to do. And I think part of that is we're conditioned to believe in order to keep the relationship going, then we have to have sex with them or they'll go somewhere else. If you're having sex only to try to keep a person in your life, it probably isn't going to work. They either going to stay because they want to be with you or they're not. And the sex didn't do anything in this case because he totally disregarded the girlfriend's feelings about this friend girl and spent the very next night with her instead of his girlfriend or his woman. And, he doesn't, nowhere does she say that this is my man. She said, we hung out for a couple of months and he was ready to get serious. Again, we don't know what that means. Okay. So from the time I met him, I had a problem with his so-called best friend who is a female. Okay. From the time you met him. So why did you keep going with this? Again, we as women are taught to feel like our instincts are not real. So that's why we kind of backtrack. When you see a red flag or you don't feel right about something and you bring it up and that person gives you whatever reason or excuse they give you, if it doesn't sit right with you, be done. And we get penalized for acting on our instinct. I think that's why we don't do it a lot of the time. We second guess ourselves because we get told by people, oh, girl, you tripping. Oh, girl, that's nothing. Oh, girl, well, this. Oh, well, that. Oh, you can fix that. You can't fix nothing. If you bring it up and they don't do anything about it or they blow you off, then that's it. Either you're going to live with it or you're not. It 9 times out of 10 won't get any better if they haven't made any effort to take your feelings into consideration. Okay, so she had a problem with this from day one, but she kept going. All right. So I've tried to understand the relationship, and he says it's nothing, but she spends the night at his house, and he will stay at her house. Now, the instinct, the red flag, the feeling wasn't enough. She went over there to see for herself. She sees some things that appear to the reader that is inappropriate. Your man's head is in this girl's lap. He kisses her on the inner thigh. He's telling her she looks nice and thick. She over there with booty shorts on and a tank top with no bra. Girl, come on now. So she leaves and comes back later. Now, she doesn't say how much time has passed, but she leaves and she comes back the same night or early next morning, 1 a.m., she says, and the girl's car is gone. So she's like, well, I don't know, because she wasn't there when I came back. That doesn't mean they didn't have sex. That just means she left. You don't know what happened before you got there, and you don't know what happened after you left, between the time you left and came back. And if you have to feel like you got to be checking up on a man like that, you got to be sneaking around and looking through windows. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's it. So I want to say to all of the ladies out there, if you feel something isn't right, or it's something about that man's situation that you don't like, and you voice it and he doesn't change it, and he's blowing off spending time with you for another woman, friend or not, let it go. And you are not crazy. There's nothing wrong with the way you feel about that. Set your boundaries and double down on your boundaries. That's it. Don't let anybody talk you out of how you feel or tell you what you feel isn't real. Follow your instinct. You should not have to get in your car and waste your gas and go to somebody's house and be peeping through the goddamn window. Like, come on. There will be someone who is for you. You do not have to do all this stuff. We have really got to recondition ourselves, because we are told all the time that what we see isn't what we see. What we hear isn't what we hear. Okay, you go digging for something, you're going to find it. But you already knew what it was. You had a problem with this dude's relationship from day one with another female. And that has nothing to do with jealousy or anything like that. If he's spending the night at her house and she's spending the night at his house and they are grown, we ain't kids. Why are we doing spending nights? Why are we doing sleepovers in our 30s? That is crazy. Any man who is serious about you and wants to be in a relationship with you wouldn't have this going on. And if they did and you said something, if they were really into you, they'd be like, you know what? I'm going to cut that off. Or, we can be friends. He can keep the friendship, but all that spending the night, that has to go. And he didn't do that. The minute they got intimate the next night, he like, okay, well, I'm hanging with my homegirl. She gonna spend the night, or she's gonna come over and cook. Excuse me? So no. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Instinct, instinct, instinct. Follow your instincts. Okay, ladies? Period. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. It's your life. You have to live it, and you have to be happy and be comfortable. There will be somebody for you who will respect you and respect boundaries. Okay? So let me know what you think in the comments. If you didn't listen to the Strawberry Letter today, I will put the link in the description below. Make sure you're following me on all social media at Urban Spinster XO. Have merch available on my Teespring store. I'll put all the links below in the description. And if there's some topics that you want to cover, or some information that you want as a single woman over 30, let me know. This month of June, I also have a free digital journal on home ownership. So if you're a first-time homeowner out there, want to be a first-time homeowner, this is a good resource for you. I'll drop the link below in the comments. It is free this month. It's usually for sale on my website. I do have a separate link just for the free journal. So I'll put that in the description. I will take the link down after June 30th, probably midnight. So July 1st, it'll be gone. All right, so make sure you check that out. And I will talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great lunch. If you're working from home or if you're at the office, chime in. Let me know. Say something. I'm going live because I don't have no more storage on my damn iPhone. I'm getting a new one this week. So I will see y'all later. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's discuss. We have got to know that our instincts are real and follow them no matter what anyone else says. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.